Yeah, hello, Stephen and Morgan. Thank you very much for this invitation that I can show you how practicing with 3DEXPERIENCE. Yeah, I'm Daniel, I'm from Austria, I'm from the Alps. Normally I'm a ski instructor and train Dutch skiing. No, joking. I'm a mechanical engineer and I want to show you how to doing with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform in practicing. How it works, what is the challenging in the daily business from my side. But before I want to explain you a little bit about Automation.eXpress, about special machines designer, how it is, the challenges every day, about sales, because I'm the opinion that 3D designing starts in sales and not after a purchase order. Project management, so that means 3DEXPERIENCE for everybody. For everybody means from warehouse to assembly engineers, from electric engineers. So for everybody you need access, or everybody needs access to the 3D model to live the digital twin. And last, a very important topic is to connect the digital twin with the finance, to connect the digital twin with the suppliers. And I think this is the last big step from my side to complete everything together. So let's introduce a little bit more about me, because I think it's important to know from you why I'm knowing such things and why I do these decisions. So 20 years ago, I was a small engineer. After school, I went to a special machine company with 5 employees. We were doing special machines for the automotive interior, so lamination, robots, and so on and so on. And I was a designer for CATIA V5. So I was very good in that and designing machines. And step by step, the machine was growing. I had a good boss in front of mine, a good sales boss, and I was the technician behind. So step by step, the company grows and grows and grows and grows. And after 15 years, we had about 500 employees, 5 plants over the world. We were the global player in lamination machines. So why is this so important now for these sessions? Because I was the COO of the company, so the Chief Operating Officer. So I was responsible for this session, what I'm talking now. I was responsible for the employees. I was responsible for scalability. I was responsible to be efficient with the processes. And that makes it clear why I'm standing here and why I'm telling you what is the best case to do it. Yeah, responsible over 500 people gives you a lot of experience. But in the top of my career with 500 employees, I quit my job and I want to do it by my own, because I was thinking I can do it better. I can do it more efficient when I'm on a green field. Of course, this is a big advantage from my side that I'm starting from a green field, because I can set up the best setup for special machine builder. So, foundation of Automation.eXpress. Why it is so complicated to do special machines? Because you need so much different jobs to do special machines. You need designers, of course, but you need also electrics designers. So they can be hardly more different, both electric and mechanic. It's like dog and cat every day. They have their system, electric designer have their system. So the challenging every day is that they have their own system, but we are in a team and we have to keep all data together. So we have designers, we have electric designers. We have project management, of course. You need a project leader. You have purchasing department. They need the data to purchase by the suppliers. We have assemblers doing the assembling the machines, electric assemblers, SPS programmers, robotics, and finally the commissioning guys. So mostly 10 of different job skills, characters, types are doing machines together, and that makes it interesting but also a little bit difficult to keep it all together as a team. So, but finally it works, and finally our product Our portfolio is growing day by day. So our product portfolio is drilling, our special drilling machines. Here you see a drilling machine, a special one for 3D shaped frames, where we drill on pipes. So piping drilling is a really bit difficult. Then robot cells for loading, unloading machines, existing machines. Exactly, so unloading, loading in mesh boxes. It's quite not easy as it looks like, so it's a tough job for us. We are also doing big lines, so this is one for ZF. It's for the gearboxes of the ZF, so it's a grinding line with vision technique, with measurement. So this is the job we want to like, but this is also shown how difficult it is, because this machine was designed from a white paper. Very important. So from a white paper, all parts you see here are created in the 3DEXPERIENCE. And of course, some smaller machines like this is a screwing machine for a company. I think the color you know. What we are doing now. Yeah, so also small machines, always with vision technique. And yeah, you need a lot of experienced guys, smart guys to set up this company. So 3DEXPERIENCE, of course, the topic is international. Why international? I talked yesterday to Stefan about this. If you're building machines, you need about 60 employees. 60 employees you need for building machines because of the massive of jobs you need for this. And we are now in the US market also in these 3 years. Why we are in the US market? Because a lot of customers in Europe are producing, and they are producing the US market. And so it is like step one, step two. The step two is, okay, if you were producing machines or designing machines in Europe, the next step is go to the US. So we have now also a destination in South Carolina. 2 machines are running in the US, and step by step, of course, we are shipping machines from Europe to the US. So if you have experts and smart experts and professional tools, you have not forget the infrastructure. The infrastructure is very important. You need a purpose for your employees. You need a goal for your employees, why they are doing it, why they are working for it. And so I fulfill my promise, and by July we will jump in, we will move in our own building and be more or less a machine builder, one of the top machine builder in our areas. But let's talk now a little bit more about challenging in daily business, because I'm not the sales guy. I want to show you what I'm challenging from zero to hero, what I'm challenging from person 1 to 60 employees. So I would say the biggest challenging is the process triangle, to keep the process triangle in balance. In balance means employees, turnover, infrastructure. On infrastructure, I mean infrastructure building, but also software processes. So this is very important to keep it in balance if you are growing from 0 to 60 people. This is the most challenging job, but this is of course my job to do it. But by the end of the day, you need decisions every day by growing, because for 3 years ago there were 0 employees, now we are 60. So also for me it was a big decision how to go on, how is the strategy with CAD, how to document the machines with BLM, with BDM, and finally how to purchase the suppliers, the customers, the finance stuff, how to do that. And that was a really tough race for me to find the best way. But by the end of the day, it was totally clear. If you are growing from 0 to 60 people or much more, you need one big world. You need one big world where you need no interfaces. You need one big world where everybody can jump in. So it's a big world not only for designers. We have to say this is the past. In the past, of course, only the designers has the 3D model. We are now here, and everybody needs the 3D model, and that means everybody needs access to the 3D model. And that is why I'm saying that everybody needs 3DEXPERIENCE, because the data should be saved at the 3D model and not in different systems. So we are speaking about scalability. Of course, for me, scalability, the same, very clear that I have to go to the cloud because I don't want to have too much noise around. I don't want to have IT and all the stuff. So for me, it's what is totally clear. For me, everything has to be cloud-based. So I start as one person. I start designing. I'm created data. And step by step, I hired people inside, the design leader, the design, the assembly guy, and so on and so on. And the system was growing, but growing always in the same system. And there is an important fact for me. What was the important thing? The important thing is that from day one, I accepted that I need the 3D experience for everybody, and the 3D experience everybody has to use. Why it is so important? Because you have one world, you have no interfaces, and you have a lot of possibilities. Of course, at the first, you have to reduce the possibilities because with one person, you need no data analyst, of course. But day by day, you can set up the limits a bit more and a bit more. But honestly speaking, there are no limits with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. With the 3D platform, are no limits. Onboarding is very easily. They only have to jump in, have access to all data, and they can work. The last challenging, I think this is the biggest challenge I have. The biggest challenge I have also with hiring new people. The biggest challenging I have is project communication, project documentation. So this is the biggest challenging. Why it is the biggest challenging? Because there are so much possibilities to document and communicate. And by the end of the day, it's about efficiency. So let's talk about email. So if designer A is communicating to designer B per mail conversation, the information is lost. Only A and B knows about what they're talking about, but they are doing a project together with the project team. So why they are mailing together? It makes no sense. So for me, is this communication failed because they are communicate internally without a platform where everybody can jump in this conversation. So this is mailing internally. For me, it's complete failed and it's not efficiency. As next is here you see how you communicate internally. I think you have the same situation in yours, the same picture saying, oh, can you do that, can you do that? But it's only a conversation from A to B, and when the information is sent, you cannot change it. So for me, it's no good communication. As next, of course, it's teams. So every guy, every woman I hired in the company always asking me, hey, can we set up teams? No, we don't set up teams. Why we don't set up teams? Because it's a different platform. It is not, has no attachment to a project. So you have to set up again project in teams, and it's not attached to the 3D model. So it will have no future for me. It will not have future for the special machine designing. So it's a nice tool for other companies, but for special machines designing, manufacturing, producing, it's not a good match. Because the information it's in Teams is not related directly to the 3D model. So the worst quick and dirty communication is WhatsApp. I have to say, it's the worst, but it's easy. Everybody has WhatsApp. So the technician A is sending the technician B, I have the problem like this, I want to have that. So the worst is WhatsApp, I have to say it. But we have a project chat. So I will show you later how I change it from WhatsApp to another chat. Because we need it. We need this fast communication, but WhatsApp, it's not the best communication for project internally. Then my favorite topic, Microsoft Office Explorer. Microsoft Office Explorer, you know, it's tough for me because my smartest guys always say, if I saved a PDF in one file, it is there always, you know, it is always there. I don't need a cloud, I don't need a system, I want my file store and there I put everything in. For me, honestly, it's not the future. The future is that these files has to be saved on the 3D model. It doesn't make sense. We are not in the past. We are not in the past 20 years ago where the possibility we don't have. Now we have the possibility, so we have to use it. And everybody tried the search in the Microsoft Office Explorer. Everybody tried and everybody was failed. So honestly, it does not work. Do you try the search in the 3DEXPERIENCE platform? So you put some keywords in and 100% you will find what you want. Microsoft Office Explorer, the search you will lose day by day. And last, the communication without documentation, with meetings, fast documentation. It's also that you're losing a lot of information, you're losing a lot of money, you're losing a lot of information, and the good idea, the good news, you know, it's lost in the world. And this is also where we have everything to collect to the platform. Okay. So let's start in practice. Let's start with practice, and it starts with sales. I think this is one important game changer why we are so successful. Why we are so successful. All our competitors are doing it the same way, not all, but from my side, from our side, all our competitors, they're doing all the same ways. They're making outlines on white papers, they're making drawings, then is a sales engineer putting these drawings in some PowerPoint solids so very easily, and then they bring the customer this PowerPoint presentation and say, hey, looks, this is our concept for this job. And after they're getting the contract, the purchase order, then they start 3D modeling. So in my case, it will not work. In my case, you have to start with 3D modeling with the first drawing, with the first idea, with the first outline. Then you have to do the 3D model. Because with the 3D model, you have much more opportunities. You win trust from the customer because he sees the machine. Ah, it looks like that. Wow, what I can do with this. So this is a really big effort from my side. This is a really big game changer. Why we win every job? Because it makes it so easy for me. Because all our competitors only have 2D layouts, and I come with a 3D model, and we can turn it, and we can have a look on this. We can have a discussion on this, and so it's very easily for me that our competitors are not doing on the same level. And you have to know that we are starting, as we see 3D modeling is already, there are also, this is sales activities. And after that, it's easier for us. If you're modeling the 3D model, it's easier for me to jump with the project in the company. So how often did you get from your boss a white paper and say, hey, I'm selling this machine, now you have to do it? It's very difficult for the engineer. So if the sales guy has an 3D model, and the 3D model is purchased, you can give it him like a concept and say, okay, this is the red lines, here you have to follow, this is the happy path, go through it. And this is why I'm so, why I'm thinking that this is the future 3D model from at first. Good. 3D model as a sales upgrade. Yeah. Now we're jumping on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform because it makes sense from my side that also the 3D model with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform in the sales, that it makes sense because you have robot simulations. You can add robot simulations. You have calculations. Why? Because Automation.eXpress has it connected with SAP, so all purchasing information are added to the parts. And sales specification. If you're doing machines and the customer will buy it, you need specifications. Other competitors are writing 40, 50 papers, white papers, they're writing in what the machine can do. I sending him the 3D model, everything is clear, I'm making him some pictures from all views, and it's very easily. So my quote is about 10 papers, competitors has 50 to 60 because they have too much words inside. And now come one important thing, cloud computing. From any device, it is possible to jump on the 3D model. From any device, it's possible at the customer side without Wi-Fi, only with a hotspot to jump on this data. Performance is huge with this program. Here you see how it runs. We have the 3D model, not in detail, only solids, only the important facts. And on the right side, the sales engineer can have a look on the data sheet because the data sheet is located on the parts. So he has look at the parameters. He see the simulation of the robot. And now come an important fact, and now he should document everything also in the platform, not in a different platform, in a sales platform or whatever. So he's documented it, I saw like that, click to 3D Swim, I show you afterwards how we do it, put the picture in and write inside, okay, cycle time of 2.2 seconds is possible or not. So all information in sales are collected in the system. And that information, that data, you can use in if you get the purchase order. Okay, so let's go to practice for everybody, because before we were in sales and now for everybody. So how to organize? To organize the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, we do it with dashboards, of course. But with dashboards is one important fact. In dashboards, each dashboard has one machine. And so all informations are located behind. So that means we have tabs, and each tab is located and fixed to this project. It's very important. We are not data analysts who want to share information up and down and left to right. We want to click there. I want to see the communication, and I see the communication of the project. I want to click to see the list of open points. I see the list of open points. I want to see the bill of material. I will see the bill of material. I want to see the project file, so where everything is inside, I see it. I open a viewer, I will have a viewer. I don't need an engineer, a designer. I can do it by my own. Warehouse management, I got some parts. What is this part? Where is it to assemble? He can open the 3DEXPERIENCE platform and can have a look. So this is access for everybody. This is very important. No excuses for everybody. I don't like excuses. I cannot do that. I said it has to be like that. These are only excuses. Here you see the chat. So we organized a chat for each project. So also this fast communication can be very easily set up. And finally, the project plan, of course, everybody has to be online. Everybody has to be where it is, and everybody can have a look. So this is how we organize the company, that everybody is on page on each project. Okay, now we come to an interesting topic, digital twin, virtual twin. However, it is a twin. It's very easily for me, for us as company, because we create it day by day. Day by day, we create our own twin because we are designing machines, manufacturing machines. And now, important fact, I telling you before, now it's important for me to convince my employees to send these documents, what they are creating day by day, to the 3D model. They have to attach this. It's easier for an engineer because he's working with CATIA. But have you ever think about how difficult it is for me to convince an electric designer put his electric paper to a 3D model? So it's really difficult, but at the end of the day, it's very clear. The 3D model getting much more quality if the parameters, drawings, and everything is attached to the 3D model. Why it is so important? If you assemble machines, you have the machine in front of you, you know the part, and you are checking into the twin and you want to see the same part. You don't want to go to a structure in Microsoft Office or whatever. You want the digital twin, you jump in, and there has to be the information. There has to be information, parameters, contacts, manuals, whatever, electric drawings, everything has to be at the part. And to navigate, it's very easily. Not to search, not to find, only to navigate through your 3D model to the data, what you want to have. And finally, the communication, 3D Swim. We are using 3D Swim as we're using it for dashboards. So we have communities. Each community is a project, a machine. And on this, we are collecting all informations. All informations mean you are jumping in via dashboard, going to the project, what you want to have, then jump on the community, and all we do task list of open points are in this 3D Swim. All communication is inside, all documentation inside. But also we're using 3D Swim as well for communication for HR. We are using 3D Swim also for other processes like assembly restrictions, assembly papers or electric papers. So everybody has access to a big world and everybody can do it very easily. So where I'm very happy about is also about the app. The app is very fast. You can jump in. Everybody has it. So the quick communication, WhatsApp, is not necessary because you can jump in the project and I make a picture, send my friends that everything is okay. Wait. Okay, good. So very easily communication with the 3D Swim app. And you see there's the list of open points, very important for the machines, what is open, what is closed, what is a new problem, I have a good idea, and how to document it. Okay, that was 3D Swim. And last, I don't want to say last but not least, but last we have to connect this powerful word, this powerful 3D model, who has now a huge quality. Of course, it has a quality by designing, but if everybody is using the 3D model from the base, putting all information to the 3D model, the quality of the 3D model getting much more powerful as a normal design model, of course. Of course, there are drawings inside and some parameters and so on, but if everybody is using the 3D model to navigate, to insert, to attach information, I would say the quality of the 3D model getting much more. But I would say the toppest what you can do is connect now this 3D model with the finance stuff. This is more or less, yeah, then you are in heaven. Then you are in heaven. So if you're using the best tool, the best team, the best infrastructure, of course, I don't want to, not I'm the sales guy, but then you need an international finance tool. So we are jumping in with SAP. Of course, there are some disadvantages, some advantages, it is like it is. But SAP you need such tool for finance, for project controlling, so for purchasing to suppliers, purchasing to customers, invoices. So by the end of the day, you need such a tool. And now comes the truth. You have to connect it automatically. When you're doing automatically processes, by the end of the day, you have to do automatically data sharing from left to right, from right to left. And so we start in our early phase, our company existing since 3 years, we start 1 year ago to connect bidirectional both systems. Why it is so important? If the designer creating the 3D model, there are a lot of informations in the 3D model. Color, quantity, name, supplier item, supplier, parameters, whatever. And all these informations, when you have no connection, the purchasing department or whoever has to do it again. And much more critical, I see, that it's not actualizing. When you actualize on the right side, there's nothing on the left side. So for me, it was totally clear that we have to jump in very fast to connect both systems. And so we are now able to connect both systems. So we have our catalog with our parts, of course. Our parts has item numbers. Item numbers on the parts bring much more quality because it is a number, not a name. And on these parts, everybody can select this part, can have a look on this. Here we see a gripper from the Firma Schunk. And now he jump in, see how are the parameters from this gripper. It opens very fast with a 3D Play. He can have a look. He has not to download it again from the internet. It's always the same. A new engineer comes in and opens the Windows Explorer and download everything. It is not necessary. Everything is stored in the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. But here you see the information. So on the right side, you see the designer. There is some change management he can do. So we have some release management. And after releasing the complete tree, not the part, the complete tree, we ship from right to the left. And that makes sense. But by the end of the day, also the purchasing department want to have the same structure, the same design as a designer was created, because the designer is thinking about how the structure has to look like to organize. So also we need the same structure, the same bill of material structure on the left side. So this was also one big fact I told to SAP. I want to have a copy-paste. I want to have the similar situation as we are navigate on the right side with a tree. I want to have also on the left side. I don't want to have lists. Lists are too easy. I want to have products. I want to have parts. I need this structure also in SAP. And this is also, I think, for the future, a big game changer, because the designer is more or less creating the data, and the purchase department only has to press the button. So thank you for your attention. You see, I have a lot of passion, and